What's up? Welcome. Good to have you here. In this video, I'm gonna give you the exact tools you need to recover from a relapse of substance abuse, especially the habit of smoking weed. Me, myself, I have been struggling with the abuse of weed for almost 10 years, and I've been struggling with a lot of relapse as well. So I will give you in this video some tools you can use to prevent yourself from a relapse, but more important, tools you can use to recover from a relapse. This video is especially made for three types of people. First, you have been quitting the habit of smoking weed, which is obviously very, very impressive, well done. But now you came to a point where you've had a relapse. You fell back into this habit. And for now, I can only say one thing. For you to click on this video is the first step into the right direction. So welcome, and I will guide you exactly through the steps you need to take to get back on track. There's also maybe people who have quitted this habit of smoking weed. For you it's the same. Good job, very impressive. And maybe you haven't yet experienced a relapse. Still, you're here to find out for yourself how you can recover from a relapse. The chances for a recovering addict to fall back into a relapse is over 50%. So it's a very smart decision for you to already prepare yourself for this thing that might happen, and to know exactly what you can do to immediately get back on the right track. So for you as well, good to have you here. And last but not least, you're maybe still smoking weed, but you at least gained the consciousness that you should quit, that you want to quit, and that you're planning on getting rid of this awful habit. Let this video be the inspiration for you to quit this habit right now, because there is no right moment. It's not tomorrow, it's not after watching this clip, it's right now. And don't be scared, because before telling you how to recover from a relapse, I'm gonna do a little rewind on how to prevent yourself from falling back into a relapse. There's 3 simple things that you can do. First of all, is a daily habit. Maybe you're even watching this right now while you're still using your substance. Don't worry, I've been there, I've done that, I know how fucked up it can be. Let this be the trigger for you to quit right now. Not tomorrow, not after this video, but right now. Put it away and get yourself to a first habit. Do 10 push-ups, for example. Do it now. Okay, maybe you can make the bed. Clean the table in front of you. Just start by cleaning the fucking table and get your mind on the right track, and I will help you further. Because the simplest thing that you can do to get yourself on the right track and prevent yourself from using more drugs is to implement daily habits. So what you do is you start with making your bed every single day. After you do this successfully for 1 week, you can implement another one. So you can make the appointment with yourself that you are going to put your shoes always in the same order, in the same place in the house. So there's no more shoes laying around the house. They're all tight and neatly in the right place. By doing this, you get a little feeling of accomplishment, that you have achieved a task, and therefore you get motivated to rather fulfill another task instead of falling back to old habits like smoking weed. If this is successful, you can implement the dishes. Every time before you leave the house, you make sure all dishes are done. You make sure the clothes are not laying around the house, but are all folded up or either hang up in the closet. You can make sure that you do this for the whole house, that your whole house is clean every single time before you leave the house. You make sure the full house is tight and needy. This gives you, one more time, the feeling of accomplishment, but also when you get back home to a nice place with the shoes in place, the house is clean, your room is clean, the bed is made up, and this gives you a feeling from, well, I did some investments this morning to fix these stuff, and now I'm getting back into my house, and I get to enjoy the fruits from the seeds I have planted, because you're now back into your house and it's all tight and needy, and you get the same feeling of accomplishment that you actually can keep promises to yourself. Later you can add habits like a cold shower, meditation, reading 10 pages of a book, maybe even journaling. You can make this as complex as you want, but start with just one thing. And if you haven't done it yet, do it right now. Do just one simple thing to get this feeling that you're in the right direction, and I'll take you along what you can do more. Because obviously there are going to be times when it's hard to keep on the right track, and what can help you really well is to find an accountability partner, to find someone who is not that close to you, because someone who is very close to you might be a trigger to lie about what you're doing or what you're not doing. Make sure this is someone who's not so close to you, who you can tell every single thing and who is not going to judge you. And this person also doesn't have to tell you anything. It's only about you talking to this person to get bad thoughts out of your head and make room for good thoughts. For example, getting back on your daily habits. And last but not least, make sure you plan your whole week. After you get rid of the substance abuse, make sure you plan every single hour in the week, and plan how are you going to spend this hour and where you're going to spend this hour. And this way, you know, once you're falling off the schedule, you're very aware that you are in the danger zone, and this is a place where falling back into old habits is always a temptation. So once you fall off your schedule, make sure you get right back on track. In your schedule it says exactly what you're supposed to do at this moment, so get back to doing that, and this way you have some grip on what you're doing next, and you see there's no more space for falling back into old habits. Okay, you have some tools now which can help you to prevent yourself from falling back into relapse. But even though you have those, more than 50% of drugs addicts do still fall back into relapse. So this might also happen to you, and therefore I want to make very clear to you how you can handle this to get right back on track, because this is very, very important. You can see it like your car breaking down. Right now you fell back into relapse and you have one flat tire, and obviously it's way easier to just fix this tire like quick. You put the car next to the road, you get under the car, you fix the tire, and you're back on the road. This is obviously what we want. What we don't want is that we keep driving with one flat tire and all of a sudden another one is going to pop, and before you know it, all tires are flat and you're fully broken down and you're not able to drive any further. This is obviously something we want to prevent. So make very sure that once your first tire popped, you get straight back into business. And it's not about the road you have to go, oh, I have so much more kilometers to go. No, it's only about fixing your tire right now and make sure that you're back on track just for today. This is always the most important thing. This is not forever, this is not for the next 10 years, for the 5 years, for the next week, just for today. Make sure that you're doing the right things today, and if you do the right things today, you'll be happy to wake up tomorrow and to try again tomorrow. But for now, just focus on today. So if you're watching this while you just fell back into a relapse and you still click this video because you know you have to get back on the right track, you did a good job, and this is the moment that you're getting right back on track. So lose all your substance right now, and this is just for today. So don't bother about throwing it away and throwing all the lighters out and the rolling papers. I don't care, just make sure you don't touch this stuff anymore. Put it away somewhere away from you right now and stop using this today. Don't make it all dramatic by throwing everything in the bin, because I've been there, I've done that, and you know that's not the problem. It's as easy as can be for you to get another lighter tomorrow, get another rolling papers, and get another weed tomorrow. So this is not the problem. Just make sure you don't use any more today, and tomorrow is business for later. For now it's just today. And what you're going to do to reset your mind is take action right now. So like I told before, start making the bed, start doing 10 push-ups, maybe go for a little walk, no music, no phone, just go for a walk and reset your brain. Okay, I had a relapse, I fell back into my old habits. Right now is the moment that I'm going to change that. I'm going to get myself back on track. And if you've seen my earlier video about the habits getting intact and about the new identity, you're supposed to still have these things underlined. So it's supposed to be very easy for you to, when you've done the walk, you come back in your house and you should see how clean, tidy, neat the house is. The shoes are in the right place, your bed is made, the clothes are in the closet, there's no more empty cans or empty pizza boxes. The house is just clean and tidy. And when you get back to this clean house after your walk, you're right back on track. And what you're now going to do is to make sure that you learn from this relapse. It's not that you failed because you have only blew one tire, and by watching this video you already fixed your tire and you're already back on track. But what you gotta do is review what happened and why you fell back into your substance abuse again. And therefore there's 4 questions you gotta answer. And these are who, what, where, and how. So which person did you meet that made you fall back into this abuse of drugs? For example, you have seen a friend with whom you used to use drugs, or maybe your neighbor who is using drugs always and seduced you to get back into the same habit. Second is what. What happened that you fell back into the habit? For example, maybe you drank alcohol and therefore were extra eager to use again. Maybe you have, for example, felt some bad emotions, you felt a little bit down, and therefore you fell back into this abuse of drugs. This is all very important information which you need to be aware of, which you need to write down. So next time these things happen, you know that you're in the danger zone and you make sure you call your accountability partner. Third question you gotta ask yourself is where? Where did this happen? Did you maybe get into a park where you used to use drugs and where you know you're not supposed to be anymore? Or did you get to a certain friend's house where there's always drugs around, which seduced you to also fall back into this habit? Or maybe you even, for some reason, walked yourself into a coffee shop. This is all very important information. Write it down. And remember, next time, once you're close to these locations, make sure that you're in the danger zone again. And if needed, call your accountability partner to talk about it and to get these thoughts out of your head and get good thoughts in and get yourself back on track on your daily schedule. And the last one is how. How did this happen? Were you doubting the choice to fall back into this habit? Were you thinking like, should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? What am I going to do? Was it a process that took really long for you to finally make the choice to get back into using drugs? Or was it more like an impulsive reaction that you were like, fuck it, and you grabbed your joint and you smoked something? I've experienced both, and both are very normal, but it's very important for you to make sure what happened, to be conscious of what happened. So next time this situation occurs, you know, once again, you're in the danger zone and you know you gotta get yourself out of it as soon as possible. So what you do to prevent yourself from falling back into using drugs is you make sure you get daily habits in place. You make sure you have an accountability partner which you can call to make sure that you get your bad thoughts out of your head and you get new ones in. And the last thing is that you make sure that you plan your whole week or your whole day, that you know at every moment of the day you can check your schedule, see am I on the right track, or am I doing something which I'm not supposed to do. And if that's so, make sure you get right back into your schedule, which will prevent you from getting to places where you don't belong, meeting people you're not supposed to meet, or doing things you're not supposed to do. And well, if then still you get the relapse, you fall back into still using drugs, what you're going to do to get back on the right track is immediate action. The moment you realize, fuck, I fell back, there's no procrastination. There's no tomorrow, there's no at the next hour. It's right now. Once you realize you fell back, it's right now that you get yourself back. And the way you do this is by resetting your mind. So you can choose, okay, fuck, I fucked it up. I'm going outside. I go for a walk, no headphones, no music, no phone, just for a walk. Think yourself, all right, I'm back on track. I'm resetting my brain. And when I come back home, I'm going to do the daily habits. For example, you can start doing some push-ups to get this feeling of achievement. Okay, I turn the tables around, I'm now back on the right track. Or you make your bed, or do the dishes, or just get this quick action which will show that you're actually able to control yourself and get yourself back on the right track. And once you've done this, you're going to review what happened, why you fell back into your old habits, with the questions who, what, where and how. And in this way you're very aware of what happened, why it happened, and what scenarios are for you a danger zone in which you need to take immediate action by calling your accountability partner and getting yourself out of this situation. Well, I hope you have a few tools right now to prevent yourself from falling back to a relapse and to get yourself back on the right track. Let me know what you think, if I missed something, or if you think I talk just bullshit, or if you like this video, let me know what you think, and I'll see you again, at least if you get yourself a subscription on the channel by clicking the link below. We'll see each other tomorrow again. Ciao.